hedge, hedge, canal, canal, barrier, barrier, oath, oath, formation, formation, form, form, seizure, seizure, seize, seize, scheme, scheme, plot, plot, panic, panic, cast, cast, here, here, plunge, plunge, book, book, stumble, stumble, rigid, rigid,
tan, tan,
tanning, tanning, drain, drain, suntan, suntan,
sly, sly,
slang, slang, durable, durable, swell, swell, vanish, vanish, bliss, bliss, blissful, blissful, eloquent, eloquent, eloquently, eloquently, recital, recital, recite, recite, conceal, conceal,
dim, dim, polish, polish,
monarchy, monarchy, monarch, monarch, monologue, monologue, monopoly, monopoly, monotonous, monotonous,
monotonously, monotonously,
monotony, monotony, die, die,
Hedge against something. Hedge against something. A privet hedge. A privet hedge. A dead hedge. A dead hedge. A hedge of policemen. A hedge of policemen. A hedge of etiquette. A hedge of etiquette. A hedge of convention. A hedge of convention. Make a hedge. Make a hedge. Hedging and ditching. Hedging and ditching. Hedge against loss. Hedge against loss. Hedge a field. Hedge a field. Hedge off a house. Hedge off a house. Hedge a bet. Hedge a bet. Hedge one's investments. Hedge one's investments. Hedge garlic. Hedge garlic. A hedge marriage. A hedge marriage. A hedge lawyer. A hedge lawyer. A hedge writer. A hedge writer. Canal boat. Canal boat. The Panama Canal. The Panama Canal. An irrigation canal. An irrigation canal. Dig a canal. Dig a canal. Build a canal. Build a canal. Dredge a canal. Dredge a canal. Lower the water in a canal. Lower the water in a canal. Neutralization of canal. Neutralization of canal. Sound barrier. Sound barrier. Crash barrier. Crash barrier. The removal of trade barriers. The removal of trade barriers. A barrier to education. A barrier to education. Encounter a language barrier. Encounter a language barrier. A judicial oath. A judicial oath. The Olympic oath. The Olympic oath. Hippocratic oath. Hippocratic oath. To take an oath of allegiance. To take an oath of allegiance. Make an oath. Make an oath. Swear an oath. Swear an oath. The oath of a juror. The oath of a juror. Put an oath. Put an oath. Fly in formation. Fly in formation. Get information. Get information. The formation of blisters. The formation of blisters. Formation flying. Formation flying. Close formation. Close formation. Rock formations. Rock formations. The formation of character. The formation of character. Forms of transport. Forms of transport.
A rare form of cancer. A rare form of cancer. Take a definite form. Take a definite form. An application. An application. An entry form. An entry form. A telegraph form. A telegraph form. An order form. An order form. To fill in a form. To fill in a form. To complete a form. To complete a form. A reservation form. A reservation form. A booking form. A booking form. As a matter of form. As a matter of form. Her slender form. Her slender form. A well-proportioned form. A well-proportioned form. Be in form. Be in form. Be out of form. Be out of form. Show disappointing form. Show disappointing form. On current form. On current form. On present form. On present form. Conventional social forms. Conventional social forms. To form a line. To form a line. To form a queue. To form a queue. A newly formed political party. A newly formed political party. Form a company. Form a company. Have a seizure. Have a seizure. An epileptic seizure. An epileptic seizure. A heart seizure. A heart seizure. A cardiac seizure. A cardiac seizure. An uncontrollable seizure. An uncontrollable seizure. Illegal seizure. Illegal seizure. Seizure by government. Seizure by government. Search and seizure. Search and seizure. The Army's seizure of power. The Army's seizure of power. Seize a rope. Seize a rope. Seize on a rope. Seize on a rope. Seize upon a rope. Seize upon a rope. Seize the throne. Seize the throne. Seize a fortress. Seize a fortress. Seize enemy ships. Seize enemy ships. Seize an opportunity. Seize an opportunity. Seize on an opportunity. Seize on an opportunity. Seize upon an opportunity. Seize upon an opportunity. Seize a person's goods. Seize a person's goods. Seize on a suggestion. Seize on a suggestion. Seize upon a suggestion. Seize upon a suggestion. Color scheme. Color scheme. A wily scheme. A wily scheme. A training scheme. A training scheme. A visionary scheme. A visionary scheme. On a 5-year scheme. On a 5-year scheme. A scheme of philosophy. A scheme of philosophy. A scheme of a symphony. A scheme of a symphony. A scheme of distribution. A scheme of distribution. Scheme to kill one's rival. Scheme to kill one's rival. Scheme the downfall of one's country. Scheme the downfall of one's country. Scheme for power. Scheme for power. Hatch a plot. Hatch a plot.
Be privy to a plot. Be privy to a plot. A vegetable plot. A vegetable plot. A tightly plotted thriller. A tightly plotted thriller. Plot a diagram. Plot a diagram. Plot the course of a ship. Plot the course of a ship. Plot a calculation. Plot a calculation. A moment of panic. A moment of panic. A panic attack. A panic attack. A panic fear. A panic fear. A panic fright. A panic fright. A panic decision. A panic decision. Panic buying. Panic buying. Panic selling. Panic selling. A panic haste. A panic haste. A panic price. A panic price. Get up a panic. Get up a panic. Create a panic. Create a panic. Be seized with a panic. Be seized with a panic. Cast a stone at a person. Cast a stone at a person. Cast a glance at the boat. Cast a glance at the boat. Cast a light on the car. Cast a light on the car. Cast anchor. Cast anchor. Cast a fishing line. Cast a fishing line. Cast a ballot. Cast a ballot. Cast a glory upon one's name. Cast a glory upon one's name. Cast a slur on a person's reputation. Cast a slur on a person's reputation. Cast an actor for a play. Cast an actor for a play. Cast a role to an actor. Cast a role to an actor. Cast metal into coins. Cast metal into coins. Cast metal into a bell. Cast metal into a bell. A statue cast in bronze. A statue cast in bronze. Cast a horoscope. Cast a horoscope. Cast a person's nativity. Cast a person's nativity. An all-star cast. An all-star cast. A cast of feature. A cast of feature. A cast of mind. A cast of mind. A cast of character. A cast of character. At the last cast. At the last cast. Try another cast. Try another cast. A cast in the eye. A cast in the eye. A slight cast of red. A slight cast of red. A yellowish cast. A yellowish cast. Give a person a cast. Give a person a cast. Your group pressure. Your group pressure. Have no peer. Have no peer. Male peer. Male peer. Hear at him. Hear at him. Hear into it. Hear into it. Plunge into war. Plunge into war. Plunge into the river. Plunge into the river. Plunge down the stairs. Plunge down the stairs. Plunge into debt. Plunge into debt. Plunge into grief. Plunge into grief. Plunge both hands into the water. Plunge both hands into the water. To plunge a country into war. To plunge a country into war. Plunge one's family into poverty. Plunge one's family into poverty.
Plunge into confusion. Plunge into confusion. Plunge bath. Plunge bath. A dramatic plunge in profits. A dramatic plunge in profits. A pile of books. A pile of books. A bank book. A bank book. An account book. An account book. A book of stamps. A book of stamps. Examine the books. Examine the books. Close the books. Close the books. Shut the books. Shut the books. Keep books. Keep books. Be on the books. Be on the books. Swear on the book. Swear on the book. The book of fate. The book of fate. The book of nature. The book of nature. Fight according to the book. Fight according to the book. Book a seat in advance. Book a seat in advance. Book seats. Book seats. Be booked up. Be booked up. Book a new order. Book a new order. Book for a play. Book for a play. Stumble over one's words. Stumble over one's words. Stumble through a speech. Stumble through a speech. Stumble over a pebble. Stumble over a pebble. Stumble and fall. Stumble and fall. Stumble over a stone. Stumble over a stone. Stumble at a straw. Stumble at a straw. Rigid attitudes. Rigid attitudes. Rigid discipline. Rigid discipline. Rigid adherence to rules. Rigid adherence to rules. Rigid economy. Rigid economy. A rigid principle. A rigid principle. Rigid Catholics. Rigid Catholics. Rigid reasoning. Rigid reasoning. A rigid examination. A rigid examination. Rigid in one's views. Rigid in one's views. A rigid stem. A rigid stem. A rigid frame. A rigid frame. Tanned leather. Tanned leather. To get a tan. To get a tan. Tan easily. Tan easily. Tan leather soft. Tan leather soft. Tan a hide. Tan a hide. An open drain. An open drain. Brain drain. Brain drain. Drain a land. Drain a land. Drain a marsh. Drain a marsh. Drain away water. Drain away water. Drain a pint of beer. Drain a pint of beer.
Drain a country of its resources. Drain a country of its resources. Be drained of one's energy. Be drained of one's energy. Drain a town. Drain a town. Drain a house. Drain a house. A well-drained city. A well-drained city. Drain through. Drain through. The drain of specie from a country. The drain of specie from a country. Get a suntan. Get a suntan. Get a tan. Get a tan. Suntan oil. Suntan oil. Suntan cream. Suntan cream. A sly guy. A sly guy. Give a sly look. Give a sly look. A sly political move. A sly political move. Ask sly questions. Ask sly questions. A sly look. A sly look. A sly smile. A sly smile. Sly jests. Sly jests. A sly wink. A sly wink. A sly glance. A sly glance. Overuse slang. Overuse slang. Teenage slang. Teenage slang. American slang. American slang. Doctor's slang. Doctor's slang. Art slang. Art slang. College slang. College slang. Durable plastics. Durable plastics. Durable friendship. Durable friendship. Durable cloth. Durable cloth. Negotiations for a durable peace. Negotiations for a durable peace. A swell of pride. A swell of pride. To swell with pride. To swell with pride. Sails swollen with the wind. Sails swollen with the wind. The swelling tide. The swelling tide. Swell with anger. Swell with anger. Swell the national debt. Swell the national debt. Be swollen with anger. Be swollen with anger. A man swollen with pride. A man swollen with pride. A swell in population. A swell in population. The swell of the tone. The swell of the tone. A swell in politics. A swell in politics. A swell at tennis. A swell at tennis. A swell at English. A swell at English. Swell clothes. Swell clothes. A swell hotel. A swell hotel. A swell speech. A swell speech. A swell time. A swell time. Vanish from sight. Vanish from sight.
Vanish completely. Vanish completely. Vanish into vapor. Vanish into vapor. Vanish into smoke. Vanish into smoke. Vanish into the air. Vanish into the air. Vanish without a trace. Vanish without a trace. Nuptial bliss. Nuptial bliss. Married bliss. Married bliss. Domestic bliss. Domestic bliss. A blissful smile. A blissful smile. Blissful ignorance. Blissful ignorance. An eloquent speech. An eloquent speech. An eloquent speaker. An eloquent speaker. Illustrate most eloquently. Illustrate most eloquently. Hold a piano recital. Hold a piano recital. To give a piano recital. To give a piano recital. The Chopin recital. The Chopin recital. The recital of Hamlet. The recital of Hamlet. Recite a poem. Recite a poem. Recite one's adventures. Recite one's adventures. Recite the Declaration. Recite the Declaration. Conceal one's property. Conceal one's property. Conceal a defect. Conceal a defect. Conceal one's identity. Conceal one's identity. Conceal evidence. Conceal evidence. A dim street. A dim street. A dim room. A dim room. A dim sound. A dim sound. Eyes dim with tears. Eyes dim with tears. A dim memory. A dim memory. Dim the light. Dim the light. Dim the eyes. Dim the eyes. Dim with tears. Dim with tears. Nail polish. Nail polish. Furniture polish. Furniture polish. Shoe polish. Shoe polish. The brilliant polish of silver. The brilliant polish of silver. The polish of cultivated society. The polish of cultivated society. Polish furniture. Polish furniture. Polish a set of verses. Polish a set of verses. Absolute monarchy. Absolute monarchy. A limited monarchy. A limited monarchy. Plans to abolish the monarchy. Plans to abolish the monarchy. A constitutional monarchy. A constitutional monarchy.
A monarchy movement. A monarchy movement. Despotic monarch. Despotic monarch. An absolute monarch. An absolute monarch. The financial monarch of the world. The financial monarch of the world. Founding monarch. Founding monarch. Interior monologue. Interior monologue. A dramatic monologue. A dramatic monologue. Recite a monologue. Recite a monologue. The monopoly on the trade. The monopoly on the trade. The monopoly of the conversation. The monopoly of the conversation. The monopoly prohibition law. The monopoly prohibition law. The office of monopoly. The office of monopoly. Gain a monopoly. Gain a monopoly. Have a monopoly. Have a monopoly. Hold a monopoly. Hold a monopoly. Monotonous work. Monotonous work. A monotonous voice. A monotonous voice. A monotonous life. A monotonous life. A monotonous journey. A monotonous journey. The monotonous scenery. The monotonous scenery. Break the monotony. Break the monotony. Relieve the monotony. Relieve the monotony. Deadly monotony. Deadly monotony. Black dye. Black dye. Hair dye. Hair dye. Natural dye. Natural dye. Vegetable dye. Vegetable dye. To dye fabric. To dye fabric. Have a dress dyed. Have a dress dyed. To dye one's hair black. To dye one's hair black.